Hey guys, Kakarot197 again. This time with an unboxing of the 160 scale perfect grade Zaku 2 Commander type Char Aznable custom from the original Gundam series. And this model kit was provided to me by my favorite online hobby store, HobbyLink Japan. Links to buy your own Zaku down below. And let's start by having a look at this absolutely beautiful box. It's super simple, but it just looks so good. Just a deep burgundy color with golden lettering on it. And the Zaku 2 is even embossed in it, so it gives this kit a real premium feel. What makes it feel a bit less premium then is the English. We get full road weight, which I don't think is what you would usually say for the full weight. Also full road, one word. Then with the output, we get the opposite thing going on. Rather than one word, it's now two words. And then when we look at the side, they kind of changed the words that they were using, because here instead of just normal weight, suddenly it becomes net weight, which again, I don't think is what you would use for the dry weight. And then the output is still output. The one really cool thing here is, just like I said with the new loot video, is that it lists all of the individual parts with the model numbers. And that is a really cool thing that perfect grades typically have going for them. They don't just give you a model kit, but they really tell you a lot more about the mobile suit that you're building. And it just makes it feel so much more real in a sense. And then on the other side, we get some more technical information, but this time not about the mobile suit, but about the model kit. It's 300 millimeters high. We get a whopping 23 runners for a total of 551 parts. We get an LED, we get a bunch of springs, we get a lot of other things, including some screws and stuff. We get the machine gun, a heat hog. And we don't just get a normal manual, but we also get a separate illustrations manual. So then let's open up this thing and see what's lurking inside. And we are immediately greeted by a box inside of the box. Interesting. Let's put this to the side for now and have a look at the other parts that are not inside of that box first. We get some armor parts here, and we get a bunch of pistons that are totally going to be working. One thing that I am noticing with this is that the detailing on the parts is not quite as elaborate as we would expect from a perfect grade, and the parts also seem to be rather big chunks. But so far, so good. And we do get some nice internal detailing for the drum magazine of the Zaku machine gun. We get a separate runner, like a dedicated runner for the commander type backpack. We get some more interesting internal detailing on that black runner there. Next up, we get some more parts for the commander type, which are molded together with the normal parts. And when you look at that little Char figure, man, the detailing on that is, shall we say, not the greatest, but hey, it is from 1999 or 1998. I'm not really sure. It was one of those two. And yeah, with the detailing, it does kind of show, because I would not expect a pilot figure like that to come with a perfect grade. It does very much feel like a pilot figure you would get with an older master grade. And then what? Well, I think this is one of the only Zaku kits that actually comes with a purple heat hawk. Now, I must admit, I do prefer my heat hawks to be gray, because it just works so much. Well, because the color just works so much better with the Zaku color scheme, and it just feels a bit more, you know, the color that the heat hawk would be. But hey, it's cool that this thing is actually color accurate. Then the Zaku machine gun, that's just gonna be two halves slapped together. So I wonder how the overall seam lines are gonna be for our perfect grade, because this still was at a time that seam line, like tactical placement of seam lines to hide them with panel lining, was kind of an afterthought. We get some more internal parts there, and I can kind of see how this would be a step down from the RX-78-2, which was a really nice perfect grade from what I've seen. And the fun thing about any Zaku 2 model kit, the pipes. I look forward to assembling all of this because that's probably going to be so much fun. Anyways, these internal parts look pretty good. And then finally in this box, we get the actual instruction. Oh, so it says instruction manual, but this seems to be that one booklet that always gives you extra information about the machines. Like, it shows us with the open hatches, an overview of the story, like how we came to be. And this in particular about Char's unit, I believe. Oh, interesting, showing us like the test phases of the Zaku. So that's what I was talking about with these perfect grades, that they always give you like really interesting things. Like they give you graphs about the thrust ratio and whatnot. And we get some more really nice English right there, if the camera wants to focus on that. Instead of maximum thrust, it's max slast. Yeah. So let's have another look. Oh, it gives us a quick comparison between the commander type and the normal F type. And then at the end, it gives us the color guide, the normal Char colors, the Garma color variation, and then the space variant, apparently. I'm kind of surprised they didn't give us the color guide for just a like Zaku commander type with normal colors, even though it seems like here they're showing us a normal F-type commander type. So let's now move on to that box that was inside of the box, which is probably where the more technical stuff is going to be. And one interesting thing about this box is that on the side it says version 1.0, almost as if they were going to release like a version 2.0 of the perfect grade, like they were thinking ahead. Because typically speaking, yes, we talk about version 1.0 model kits nowadays, but they weren't called version 1.0 when they were released. We just called them version 1.0 because a version 2.0 was released. But this thing just immediately calls itself version 1.0. And here we have a giant sticker sheet. Kind of disappointed that it's just normal stickers and not rub transfer or water slide decals, because, you know, it's a perfect grade. It would have been cool if it came with those. And here we just get all of the screws, some wires, probably going to be used for the pipes, which is, like I said before, going to be a lot of fun. We get an LED because, hey, it's a perfect grade. We get some nice chrome parts for the pistons and the hand part. And I wonder what that is going to be used for. Maybe like the hips or something. But whatever it is, this does look really interesting. Clear parts for the heat hog, clear part for the visor. Some more big armor chunks. And like I said before, it doesn't seem like they're paying a lot of attention to tactical placement of the seam lines, because these parts look like they're just gonna have seam lines running right through the middle of everything, which is just not something we would expect from a modern perfect grade. But hey, like I said, this is from 1999. I saw it on the box just now. So that is gonna be something to be, well, expected. It's something we're gonna have to deal with. And finally, we get an absolutely enormous runner of polycaps. I don't think I've ever seen a giant single polycap runner quite like this. Like, I've seen model kits that came with 2 polycap runners, like 2 smaller ones, but nothing quite like this. And then on the other side, we just get some more internal parts. But hey, moving on to just a quick overview of the actual instruction manual, which is called the construction manual. Interesting differentiation between the 2 manuals. The instruction manual is the one that gives you the history of the mobile suit, and the construction manual is the one that tells you how to construct your own Zaku. When I saw this picture, I just imagined a giant 160 scale moose side to go along with this thing. How much would that be? A 160 scale freaking moose side to go along with your 4 perfect grade Zakus that you could fit in there. And man, that was a lot of stuff to look at. And even though not everything was like we would expect with a modern perfect grade, I am still totally looking forward to putting this thing together. And just with how many parts there are, I'd better get going. So that's all for this unboxing of the Char Zaku 2, brought to you by Hobbling Japan. Again, links down below. And as always, a big thanks to the Patreon supporters. I hope all of you watching have a great day, and I'll see you all tomorrow with a review of this thing.